Brittany.
I messed up my camera. It's fine whenever I put it on the computer, but it's upside down. Oh, I ain't even trying to mess it up now.
Setting in there. My phone's doing that. My phone is doing that too.
Kimberly.
Information.
Yeah, but he's gonna start doing them. Or like giving back some again. On the farmers.
Huh?
Yeah, I know.
It's been okay. I wasn't there today. My grandma took a spill and busted the back of her head. So I was with her today.
She okay?
Yeah, she's got a concussion. She's bleeding pretty bad, but
The one here?
yeah, they gave her 8 sutures. She's in the back of her head. But she's been okay. She's been around the concussion.
He was gonna work on that and get approval.
That's
She just tonight.
Should be within a few days.
Okay.
You gotta check here, he didn't sign
But
it,
yeah,
so
she was stepping off the sidewalk
hear me?
and went backwards.
you gotta check, that's not signed. So, you don't have to do it now, I'm just letting you know.
Which one is it?
It's a lot of supply.
Just so they have.
Oh,
okay. In the city hall when I was in the library.
Yeah, I didn't want to sign it.
That's
Thank you. One for you all and one for the library. Okay.
You gotta take that farmer's market thing down. No, you're there. Supervisors and in a couple of days, but
There's likely the same thing.
No, since he's on the.
Well, I just wanted to surprise you. What, you didn't burn up the second you walked through the
What
door?
have we
You
ever
fine?
done with the biologicals out of the lagoons? Did we ever get them? Did we ever?
I don't think so. It's not a fault. As far as like the testing or the.
No,
the microbes.
Is that microbes that we were gonna dump in there?
Oh, yeah,
we've been dumping them.
We've been using them.
And?
You can tell where some of them is like died, but we also talked to Brad Rice was here today. He stopped in and helped us do a couple things, and he said that even if we spray them or whatever, and like they start dying, we need to get them out, or it's not going to do any good.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a plan that they talked about today about doing something to get them pulled out.
Yeah, something simple.
So we're going to try mice, floating net, caution, and we're going to
Yeah.
leaders. Yeah.
We have a
Balloons
rope.
and a rope and a.
I don't want to ride the boat.
You've been
Actually, you're my
taking
first
Unless
choice.
we get like floods.
You're gonna be my first mate.
No, it's not leaving
I
my
got a slipper
grass.
hat and everything for you.
I have life vests.
I'm good.
Really? Fine.
Remember the one water department one, that one with the scuba diving suit on and just go in it?
Yeah. Wasn't me, I can tell you that much.
No,
That might have been Grayson, I'm not sure. No,
Yeah.
did I volunteer?
No, it was a while ago, but yeah.
it was some good.
He was gonna get a scuba suit.
You want to turn the recorder on?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ready for some. Hey, they both won. Almost got him done. It says,
I'll work
please,
on him.
it says, please wait. There it goes.
Okay, we on? Town of Tryon Board of Trustees, regular meeting, September 3rd, 2024, 6 p.m., First Baptist Church, 122 North 1st, Tryon, Oklahoma. Agenda, number 1, call to order. Number 2, roll call.
Sandy here.
Richard here.
Rocky here.
Mary Lee here.
She's got sick kids.
Okay. Number 3, consideration and action On consent agenda, 3.1, approval of the minutes. 3.11, June 4th, 2024 regular meeting, which was tabled from 7/2/2024. 3.1.2, July 2nd, 2024 regular meeting. 3.1.3, July 18, 2024 work session. 3.1.4, August 6, 2024 regular meeting. 3.1.5, August 14th, 2024 special meeting. 3.1.6, August 22nd, 2024 special meeting. And 3.2, approval of monthly department head reports. 3.3, approval of monthly financial reports. 3.3.1, July 2024. 3.4, approval of monthly claims. 3.4.1, July 2024. I didn't see any
I didn't either.
discrepancies on that.
I can't vote on August 6th. I was in the hospital.
And I can't vote on
I'll
the,
have to abstain.
when was it? The work session, July 18th.
I can't vote on July 2nd or the 18th.
On July or the 2nd or the 18th. Richard?
The 18th and the 2nd of July.
Okay, how about June 4th, 2024?
Make a motion to approve that.
Sandy seconds.
Haley, yes.
Rocky, yes. July 2nd, 2024, regular meeting.
I make the motion we approve the regular meeting.
A second.
Rocky, yes.
Richard abstained.
3.1.3, July 18, 2024 work session.
We accept the work session as presented.
Rocky, second.
Sandy abstains.
No abstain.
So we don't have, we'll have to wait. No.
All right, 3.1.4, August 6, 2024 regular meeting.
I make a motion to accept the regular meeting on August 6th, 2024.
Rocky, yes.
Haley, abstain.
3.1.5, August 14th, 2024 special meeting.
I make a motion to accept the August 14th, 2024 special meeting.
I'll second the motion.
Haley, yes.
Rocky, yes. August 22nd, 2024 special meeting.
I make a motion that we accept the August 22nd, 2024 special meeting.
I'll second.
Rocky, yes.
Haley, yes.
3.2, approval of monthly department head reports.
I move we accept the monthly department head reports as presented.
Sandy seconds.
Richard, yes.
Rocky, yes. 3.3, approval of monthly financial reports. 3.3.1, July 2024.
I didn't see anything.
Me either.
I didn't either.
I'll make a motion to accept the financial reports for July 24.
I'll second the motion.
Rocky, yes.
Haley, yes.
3.4, approval of monthly claim. 3.4.1, July 2024. I saw that.
I make a motion that we accept the monthly claims for July 2024.
I'll second.
Richard, yes.
Rocky, yes. Number 4, consideration of items removed from consent agenda.
There's nothing there.
Number 5, proposal of the Board of Trustees of the Town of Tryon entering into executive session in accordance with Title 25, Section 307, subsection B1, discussing the employment, hiring, appointment, promotions, demotions, disciplining, or resignation of any individual, salaried public official, or employee, and/or subsection B11, E5, system identification numbers and/or names. 5-1, Leslie Warren, Tryon Grant Administrator. 5-2, Jana Lee Marcus, Job Discussion.
I make a motion we enter into executive session.
Mary, yes.
Rocky, yes.
Yeah, we did. It's just on the list, so I just put it on there. So I do have a note stating that if we don't have it, we don't have to put it on there, so. If we
Okay.
don't have it, we won't have it.
All right. Number 6, re-enter regular meeting from executive session.
I make a motion we re-enter regular meeting from executive session.
Mary, yes.
Rocky, yes. Number 7, consideration, discussion, and action on, oops,
It's okay. Hold on, because it's not doing it. There it goes.
Number 7, consideration, discussion, and action on matters discussed in executive session. Which were, okay, grant security access, and
No action.
no action, and Jana Lee on the library. She wants to change hours a little bit and check into,
We're gonna get more books.
you know, it's open on Saturday, if only every other Saturday.
And Mondays in the evening.
And Mondays 4 to 7.
And every other Saturday.
Yeah. Is it set in code what hours, or just,
I don't think so.
I don't either. If you would post those, the new hours.
And I'll get back with you guys before I make final decisions on if I put like alternate one of the days for
Okay.
Saturdays or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 8, open bid, no action. Number 9, awarding contracts,
No action.
no action on that. Number 10, resolutions. 10.1, workplace wellness policy. 10.2, REAP resolution and certification.
What about the wellness one? The wellness one?
Yep, I'll take the wellness one. So we are requesting, and this is all gonna like combine together when we get towards the end. So we're just gonna step through this. So the first one is a workplace wellness, and do you have the copy that you want me to send around to them? Here is the copy, and the ordinance number has been identified on there. Essentially what this is in part in supporting the TSET Tryon committee that we had put together. We've had 2 meetings now, and we went through the list of everything we would need for the bronze level, and this resolution is needed, and it is basically identifying ways in which the town of Tryon, primarily you, the board, support workplace wellness. And so what we started with was a really long list, and then as a group, as a committee, we went through and then we took off the ones that we did not feel were appropriate. You know, it's not like you have a gym that you can give them membership to. It's not like, you know, there's other, like larger cities would have more options for the employees in this situation. It's small but limited, but we feel like it's still important, and so we are proposing this workplace wellness ordinance. Or, is that right? Policy. Resolution. So what would happen if you approve this is the mayor would sign it, and then it would be attested by the town clerk, and then it will be sent over to TSET or Lincoln County Health Department. They'll scan it and make it a part of their official documents, and then we will post it in the newspaper. so that it's for everyone to see.
Is it just one newspaper somewhere?
It would be, you could use whichever newspaper you feel is most appropriate for Tryon.
For this area?
Or sometimes the desired paper is Preg, because Preg does not charge you an arm and a leg, and they will actually post it. So sometimes it's a matter of working with a newspaper that will.
That's where we've been having, we post them with Craig because they hold back for weeks at a time before they post anyway in Lincoln County.
Correct. I've had a
So,
lot of problems with Lincoln
yeah.
County News.
The owner of Lincoln County News, who's from California, he's gone to this company that they send the legal ads to the company. The company formats them and sends them back. And a lot of times it doesn't come back in the 10 days it needs to come back. So we can either publish it in another Lincoln County newspaper, or we can go through the process 3 or 4 times before.
Yeah, Preg's just very easy to work with.
And I usually post it in like Perkins, Cushing, and
Right. Yeah.
Covering all the bases.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna take a look at this and
Do you want me to kind of go over it? You want me to read it? What do you want me to do? What?
I can read it.
I do have another copy if needed.
Could you kind of brief through
Sure.
it? Kind of let
I can
people
brief
know?
through it, yep.
Yeah.
All right, so basically it's a resolution number 2024-06. Committing the town of Tryon to adopt and implement a workplace wellness policy. So basically what we're recommending is that health, safety, and well-being of the employees of the town of Tryon are critical. That unhealthy diet, lack of exercise are key to obesity. Research shows that 8% of adults in Oklahoma eat the recommended daily amount of fruit, while only 6% of adults in Oklahoma eat the recommended amount of vegetables. Research shows 80% of adults do not participate in the recommended activity. Obesity is a chronic condition that's associated with heart disease, stroke, cancer, and diabetes. Oklahoma has one of the largest or the highest rates of type 2 diabetes. Tobacco is the #1 cause of preventable death, killing approximately 7,500 Oklahomans each year. Tobacco causes cancer, heart disease, respiratory illness. Tobacco contains at least 250 harmful chemicals. Many vapor products have been shown to emit chemicals known to cause cancer. Approximately 24% of adults in Oklahoma have tried vape products. Oklahoma has spent more than $1.7 billion in a single year. That would be equivalent to $588 per adult for obesity-related causes. Continues on. Basically, because of these activities, it is being resolved that the town of Tryon adopts and follows a workplace wellness policy, and that has been attached here. Hosting means that when the municipal facilities are resources for a function or event or activity, for example, the pavilion across could be used for fairs, community gardens, classes, support groups, sporting events. So for example, one of our goals is to take the Tiger Park and rebuild it so that there is a lot of physical activity that can be out there. Baseball, softball, playground equipment, etc. So that falls right into that. Let's see, marijuana products, regardless of form, contains derived extracts of cannabis. It includes synthetic cannabis plant material in municipal properties and buildings, indoors and outdoors, that we would be recommending that smoking would not be permitted. But this does not including but does not limit to vehicle or equipment owned by the municipality. So if somebody's in their own vehicle, that would be okay, but if they're in a Tryon vehicle that's owned by the town, they would not be smoking in those vehicles. Smoking means tobacco, nicotine, marijuana, and other products for consumption. And then it breaks down tobacco, it breaks down vaping. The wellness program support is that we're just trying to establish and provide ways in which wellness to the community can become available. Healthier choices, and we're going to give you some examples of those here in a little bit of how we've already started doing that with healthy food and beverages. One of the things when we have our committee meetings, I usually bring, because they're early in the morning, so I bring a light breakfast, and I try to make sure that fruit is always included, so that somebody, if they wanted a piece of muffin, they could have it with fruit, and then I bring water or orange juice. So that was just a way of bringing healthier choices into the activities of Tryon. Just having champions like the TSET Tryon Committee for different activities in which we've already started, and conducting ongoing evaluations of wellness policy and programs. So it breaks down nutrition, and then it breaks down, that's section 3. Section 4 breaks down physical activity. And so it's not requiring anyone to walk a certain distance. It's not requiring anyone to eat only fruits and vegetables. It's just trying to find ways in which we can encourage. And we're going to go over some of those in a couple of our next agenda items. And then that's it. So it's kind of the high level view of it. It's just trying to be aware that making healthy choices is a good thing. So I'm going to go ahead and cover a couple of the ways that we have actually already started doing this. So we have prepared for you the Town of Tryon Access to Food explanation for community incentive grants. So whenever when we get our first TSET medallion and we are eligible for TSET grants, this is going to be attached to them, and it basically identifies, if you live in Tryon, where do you get your food? And so that is what this paragraph is about. What are you laughing at me? Okay. So the access to food. So the town of Tryon is a very small rural community with a population of 618 people. They no longer have a school or a grocery store within the town of Tryon. The school district is now called Perkins Tryon, and students attend school in the town of Perkins, which is 10.8 miles away. Perkins has a Williams Food and a Dollar General store where many people from Tryon shop because they are often in Perkins for school activities. Williams accepts WIC and SNAP, and Dollar General accepts SNAP. Agro, Oklahoma is another small rural community, only 6.7 miles away from Tryon, with a Dollar General store that accepts SNAP. Kearney, Oklahoma is only 7.7 miles from Tryon, with a dollar store that accepts SNAP. The closest Walmart is in the town of Chandler, Oklahoma, which is 16.8 miles from Tryon. Walmart accepts both WIC and SNAP. Chandler also has a Williams Food and a Dollar General store, along with the farmers market that is open every Saturday morning, April through October, from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. and once per month on Tuesday evening from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Chandler is the county seat. Therefore, people from Tryon also shop in Chandler when conducting business there. So this is just kind of an overview that is required. Another item that we have done is we have started promoting the helpline. So the way that we're doing that is on your homepage. So if you went to your homepage and you scroll down, we have added a grant section, and in that grant section it's talking about the grant for the town hall, but it also talks about the TSET work that we're doing. You can link right there to the TSET website. On the TSET website it has all of the items that TSET is looking at as far as ways to talk to teens about vaping, the hotline, how to get help with quitting, and then it also has a link for the TSET grant program. This TSET grant program then goes to the website that I'm hosting for Oklahoma Tobacco Helpline. Quitting is hard, TSET is here to help. And so that's one way that we've already done what that is doing, is by adding that to the website. And then For those of you who got your utility bill, you would have noticed, need help quit tobacco, please call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. So that was on the Tryon Utilities water bill. And then on Facebook, we're talking about Shape Your Future. And so this is a TSET program. And Shape Your Future is not just ways to get out and move, but they have a lot of healthy recipes. So if there's anyone who likes to cook, these are ways in which you can get healthy recipes. So those are just examples of we've already put some things in place that supports the document that we've asked for you to approve today.
Under mayor, it's nothing on mayor on here.
Okay. It can be edited out.
Okay. Does it go to you?
Is that what y'all were laughing about? Okay.
Yes.
Who's the mayor?
Yeah.
So that is the workplace wellness policy that we would like for you to adopt. Motion
I
and
think
second
it's a
and
good-
voting.
I think it's a good idea.
Well, thank you.
Can't be bad.
No?
Okay, what about the resolution and certification?
That is on my end.
Do you have to make a motion on the other one, Chris?
Yeah.
It would probably be best. Keep it separate.
We'll have to make a motion on the first one.
I move that we accept the workplace wellness policy as presented.
Sandy seconds.
Richard, yes.
Rocky, yes. Now, 10.2, resolution and certification.
The new cycle for the REIT grant is opened, so I just need you guys I just need a resolution from us authorizing us to apply for it.
Really?
And I have a handwriting, so we have to type it out. I just need on record that you guys approve.
All we need to do is make a motion and,
That's all we have to do for that.
all right. Did you want to do that? Pretty good.
I move that the board file a resolution authorizing the application for financial assistance from the Rural Economic Action Plan Fund for the year of 2024-2025.
Rocky, second.
Sandy, yes.
Richard, yes.
Mr. John Hancock there.
All right, number 11, ordinances. 11.1, farmers market ordinance. Will you sign this?
Later, because I have to type that.
Okay. So the farmers market ordinance.
Yes, so this is again part of our TSET work that this is for your copy for you to look at for the Tryon TSET committee. So this ordinance is basically asking for you, the town board is creating the requirements of establishing a farmer's market and the permitted use of a farmer's market. So to be, let's see, definitions. So it goes down the definitions of what an approved source is. So somebody wouldn't go buy blueberries at Walmart and then put them in what appear to be homemade jars and try to sell them as homegrown. You know, that would not be allowed at the farmer's market. Farm food is food, nuts, eggs, honey, any of those type of things that have actually been produced from or raised on a farm.
So we can, if we have chickens, we can sell their eggs. If we
You
have
can sell
quail, we can sell quail eggs.
I would think so.
All right.
I guess you could kill the chicken and prepare it and freeze it. You could sell the chicken if it wasn't producing eggs anymore.
Okay.
I know, that was maybe a bad example. It was funnier in my head. So section 2 is the permitted use. The farmers market are permitted use downtown commercial, neighborhood commercial, institutional, public, mixed-use, open space, subject to the following regulations, that it would be in compliance with laws, and that any permits or licenses that are needed to operate by health permits through the state of Oklahoma. Encourage the acceptance of payment from food assistance programs like WIC or SNAP. Operating rules. All farmers markets must have an establishment of rules and regulations. That there be a market manager, and that the farmers markets pick up their waste in order to keep it clean. That we encourage, bicycle storage, so that if someone was to bike there, they can put their bike somewhere safely. But anyway, so it's basically saying that as the board, that you would promote, if somebody wanted to set up a farm and market here in Tryon, that you would help support them. And the closest ones that we found were Chandler and Wellston and Meeker.
Okay.
We don't have an ordinance number.
It's 24-07 is the first one, and 24-08 is the second one.
I move that we have a public hearing on, what is the date for the October meeting? October 6th.
First Tuesday of October is the 8th.
The 8th?
Or actually, first Tuesday of October is October 1st. There we go.
Okay. I move that we have a public hearing on the farmer's market on October 1st at 5:50 p.m.
Second motion.
Sandy, yes.
Rocky, yes. All right. Number 12, miscellaneous. 12.1, consideration, discussion, and action on the building project. 12.1.1, Asher Construction contract. And 12.2, consideration, discussion, and action on police.
We just have to do the 12-1.
Why does this say
No, we just do
This
this
should
one
be,
first.
yeah, this should be. Okay. 12.1, consideration, discussion, and action on the building project, Asher Construction contract.
James, you got the floor.
I've looked at it. There's a number of things that you can't accept in here or should not accept. I mean, I've marked them up. I assume that the exhibits, which are not really attached, are two different things. One is the plans and specs. Well, plans and specs are, and they're pretty vague. The budget, I assume, is the amount that they have quoted to you to do the project, which is $378,000. I think that's the number.
Yeah, I believe so.
378. It does not have a payment schedule in here on how you're supposed to pay them, which typically you're going to get a deal every month that shows you what they're billing you, and it should also include where they are in the budgeted price versus what they're sending you to make sure that you don't go over budget. The holdback on it should be 5% of the contract price, which should be $18,900 versus $10,000. State statute requires 5%. On page 1, there's a provision about lien notices. You cannot file a mechanics lien on a public building, so that needs to be stricken. The paragraph 6, site conditions, it says that there's a current survey of the property showing boundary lines with all easements, building setback lines, any other monuments or manner should affect his ability to construct a building. I don't know that you have a survey. Second page, change orders. You're going to, if you do change orders, they're going to charge you $150 per change order, and it gives them a lot of flexibility in substituting materials. It says as long as it doesn't result in a substantial deviation from the plans or specs. So you're going to have to pay a lot of attention to what they're doing. 11, inspection of dwelling punch list. Again, the last sentence there, it again references $10,000 holdback. That should be $18,900. 12, completion. It does not have any provision in there with regard to penalties. They've estimated this is going to take 9 months to do this, but it doesn't say anything about if there is a penalty if they go over that time. It also does not address if you have rain or weather delays, which is pretty standard in these contracts. 14, post-completion repairs references a statute, 15 OS section 765.6. Title 15 deals with contracts. Okay, this particular section deals with personal dwellings, not a commercial building. This statute is not applicable to what you all are doing. And so basically all of those subparagraphs under there need to be removed. Paragraph 15 at page 3 says, should you agree to do mediation or binding arbitration on the contract? Arbitrators are shills for the construction industry. They want you, if there's a dispute, first of all, you got to go to mediation. Well, if they don't like what the mediator says, which is not binding on either one of you, then you got to go to binding arbitration. It's expensive, and you don't want to do it. Okay. If you've got that serious of a problem, you're probably going to get in a lawsuit with them anyway. So I would not agree to anything agreeing to any type of arbitration. And on paragraph 16, subparagraph E, automatic termination, there is no reference to a performance bond. This subparagraph deals if they go bankrupt in the middle of the project. That's why you have a performance bond. If they go bankrupt, then the insurance company hires somebody to come in and address that. So the issue of a performance bond and the issue of a maintenance bond, which should be at least a year afterwards, is not addressed in this. Paragraph 17, risk of loss insurance. It says all risk of loss to the dwelling shall be upon the customer, which is you. You shouldn't have any risk of loss while they're building it. Paragraph 18 is on attorney fees and expenses. Typically, that's what it says, that if you have to go to court and you win, you're going to get your money, and if you don't, you're not. You're going to have to pay their attorney fee. But this is where you would put in that any dispute will be filed only in the District Court of Lincoln County. You don't want to go to Tulsa, and you don't want to go to federal court for some reason. So that needs to be addressed, that jurisdiction over any disputes is only here in Lincoln County. So I looked this over for about an hour this afternoon. Those are the main things that I saw, and those need to be fleshed out a little bit. And we don't have the, I think Brittany told me that you now have a property address for this. This is on page 1, but it doesn't have the legal on it, which is a lot something, block something, or a meets and bounds description, which,
I got that too.
okay, so Brittany has that. That needs to be inserted, but the main thing is on how do you pay them, and some of these other things, which they're not allowed to do. They're not allowed. Nobody is allowed to file a mechanics lien on a public building.
So would we be better to have you draw up a contract and then,
I can make suggested changes to it, but I'm concerned about the performance bond and the maintenance
Yes,
bond
bond.
also.
I know we talked, Richard and I
Yeah,
talked
he said
about
that.
that, and he said, yeah, that's not a problem, but it doesn't say anything in here about it.
No, there's no reference to it. And basically, the arbitration thing is definitely something I would not agree to.
All right. Well, if you could do that for us, Tim, that would
Yeah.
sure be helpful.
Okay, I'll get started on it.
okay, so,
Okay, so we're going to,
12.2.
are we going to kind of table this until we get something from Jim?
yeah,
We can just do no action.
yeah.
I'll just start on some suggested changes. And then
Okay.
I think the address for this guy is in the materials that you sent.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
send those to you.
Okay, thank you, Jim. 12.2, consideration, discussion, and action on the police department
busing.
surplus.
That's gonna be, obviously no action right now. We've just been busy and have not made it over there to the shop.
We what?
We've just been busy and haven't been able to make it over to the shop.
A couple things.
Yeah, there's only like
We
3
haven't gotten
things
the
right
numbers
off the bat.
And where is all of it stored where we could make a
It's
list?
scattered around everywhere.
Yeah, I found a few things on top of the gym car, but there's some stuff stacked away. We've got to move a bunch of crap out of the way to get to.
But you've
it,
got a
so it
list
is.
of where you can go look for all that stuff, right?
Are we still surplusing this stuff in the vault?
We have to go through it.
About but yeah.
The guy, the gun dealer in Chandler said he would be, for free, be glad to, if I took pictures and wrote serial numbers and stuff down, he'd be glad to give us fair market prices so we know what to expect.
Can you do that? Okay. So we're gonna table that until next time?
Yeah.
Couldn't we at least, even if we don't get the other stuff, couldn't we at least surplus the cars?
We get the serial numbers and the tags and stuff. for
Gotta
those
take all
already.
the junk off now, all the stuff
Yeah, we'll
that's
have
on.
to take all the police stuff off of it.
Oh, that's it.
But we can still, we can still surplus it.
So we'll go with
Take it
that
off before it's
next.
actually.
You could put that on
Yeah.
for next
We'll
agenda.
take that. All right, 12.3, consideration, discussion, and action on the plans for the old town hall building.
We talked about it at the last meeting, but some individuals were gone. So we just want to try to get a plan in place on what we're doing with the old town hall building, because it's,
Well, it's gonna collapse.
yeah.
Yeah, define what.
Like, are we gonna demolish it?
Yeah.
Are we, like, that's what I'm saying, like, that's what
Yeah,
we've been
because
at, so we just
it's
wanna.
a danger.
You know, 'cause we still need to get a lot of stuff out of there, and the longer we wait, there's a lot of stuff that's just going to be destroyed if we wait any longer. I can barely go in there for 5 minutes without starting to feel funny.
Okay,
And I
so.
think, Leslie, didn't you say there's grants or something that will help them all, like, demo the building or something?
Yeah, there's the CDBG revitalization grant. That's the purpose of it, is to tear down old structures like that. That drops in January.
So, the mowing is slowing down because the grass is burning up. So can we not get started on getting this stuff out of City Hall?
We've been a little out of time trying as we can to get over there and get it ourselves. But it's just taking time, and then you can't even stay in there very long because the smell is getting bad.
Yeah.
So that's why we've been.
Are you just wearing masks?
Yes. Every time we've tried to plan to have like people meet over there and do it, people get sick or schedules change or something happens, but.
I know Jan Lee had talked about getting us in there to help with those bookshelves or something.
Yeah, she needs to get those out because she's gonna be adding more books.
Yeah, so
So
for that too.
that's like ASAP.
You have a place to show the stuff you take off.
Do
That's
it?
the other problem.
Yeah,
That's the
space
other
wise.
problem.
We have to get in the shed that's by the water tower and rearrange and go through stuff. Because some of that stuff can probably be moved to the concession stand area. Because it's not stuff that is like priority or important. It's just stuff. So it's like the
Might give us
stuff
a
is more of
little
a
more
priority
space.
needs to be locked up in
I don't
there.
think that's a good.
That's the other thing is, surplusing those, satellite dishes. We've had people offer us money.
They're accessible now, so I mean, I don't know what it takes to do that, but we can get to them now, so.
So on the old town hall building, is that a no action?
We can consider it no action. Just know that we have a plan in place and we just need to get it done.
Okay, but we can get some grant money too. Not with
January.
In January is when the application drops. On how much of that building does the town own? Do they own the entire building or just portions of it? So the entire building that's standing there.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. That's action.
Okay.
Well, maybe you could, I don't know, put out on our page and see if there's any volunteers that are willing to help get the stuff out.
I don't,
Does that create maybe some
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
Scratch that. After it come out, I thought about it. Yeah. But you could go to Harbor Freight, and they're very reasonable. You could get regular respirators.
Yeah, and we've got one respirator and the rest is just like regular masks.
Yeah, well, I think you need respirators. It's as bad as what you were saying.
If we can plan ahead, maybe we can purchase some
Yeah.
decent sized shop fans and open every exterior window on that building we can and suck some fresh air in there.
Spread that around.
Yeah, we'll have to think through that. All right, 12.4, consideration, discussion, and action on the shed quotes for storage. What
We
shed?
never looked at that. Really wanted to look at shed quotes. We haven't done
Haven't done it?
Yeah.
No
I
action?
just, probably. I just need to.
Put it on next month's agenda.
Yeah, or if we have a special meeting, we'll probably do that for the weekend. Throw it on there.
Okay. 12.5, consideration, discussion, and action on the employee handbook we worked on during the work session.
I don't know where Lex is at with that. Because I think he was going to retap it first.
yeah,
Have it
he
first.
loves.
I don't think he's, I don't know how far he's got.
Yeah.
Okay. 12.6, consideration, discussion, and action on renting, leasing an industrial printer for the town hall.
That was on the last meeting, but Mary wasn't here. And we've been talking to her about she was going to check on prices for the printers that you guys were using at the newspaper.
I think it's 600 a month, I'm not sure.
And why do we need an industrial printer?
Well, our printers that we have are not keeping up with what we print off at the end of the month. They're probably like the last 4 or 5 months. The ink's not lasting very long. It's messing up when we do like the packets and stuff and like the billing. It's just not keeping up with the
We do a lot of.
Plus, if you rent one, they supply the ink and everything.
And all the
And
maintenance.
fix a different, Yeah.
Right.
I feel like I'm over quoting.
Yeah, I don't think you told me that much last time when I was talking to you.
Yeah.
Jamie.
You want to give us a price?
Get quotes?
Call BNC office,
Okay.
and I don't know who else. That's where we've gotten ours.
We can vote on it, but we can't vote on whatever it costs to get it.
Where, like what size, like is there like a certain size or? Like, I don't
I'm
really
sure
know
if
much
you
about
could
the
kind
computers.
of give them an example, right, of
Kind of like what we need.
they'd probably be able to shoot you in the right direction for what size. And then put that on.
We've been through, what, 5 $300 printers over the last 2 years?
Yeah,
Yeah, at least.
it's a bunch. Let alone the ink and the toner and everything else, it's
And the
just
drum.
eating us alive.
If you get one to a two-siding printing, you know, you save half the paper.
The new
Yeah.
one we have does do that. The new one.
So I guess check into that and then put it on either
A special or like-
yeah.
Yeah. All right, 13, reports of officers and boards. 13.1, consideration, discussion, and action on the Iowa Tribe Police Report.
They are not present.
Huh?
They're not.
Yeah, where are those guys? They're lawless.
Down the alley over there.
Yeah, there
Did you
go.
find them?
You ran a stop sign, I guess.
No, I didn't. I seen him back in there hide, so I walked over to see what he was doing.
All right, I've looked at it. I didn't see a problem with that report.
Yeah, you gotta watch all those little hidey holes they've been finding some. I didn't see nothing.
I move that we accept the police report as presented.
Sandy seconds.
Rocky, yes. 13.2, consideration, discussion, and action on Tryon P-Set Committee update.
Yes.
There you go.
So I would like David and Carolyn, if you both will come and join us at the table, please. So just to remind the board, the Tryon T-Set Committee, we've had 2 meetings, and myself, Sherry Ripley, who was here but had to leave, she is the wellness coordinator at Oklahoma State Department of Health, and David Smith is here with us today. He is the Lincoln County Health Living Program Coordinator. I really think more of Sherry and David as our Lincoln County T-Set representatives, so they really have helped to guide us through. Amanda Johnson is on the committee, Brittany, Kimberly, Janalee, and Miss Carolyn is on the committee as well as our community member. So the reason why we're being so formal tonight is because we have good news for you, and we have a critical decision for you to make as board members. Okay? So, in order for me to submit the T-Set Healthy Incentive Grant at the bronze level, so we're just going to focus on the bronze level,
Right.
by all of the items you did earlier on the agenda, plus things that had already been done before, which is, I'm going to go down my list here, so give me just a minute, the Tobacco Fund certification form from T-Set, you implemented that 2023, and that was ordinance 2023-04. So we already have that one, so that one is done. Check the box.
Then we needed to promote the Oklahoma Tobacco Helpline, which we have done. We have displayed materials at the City Hall and at the Public Library, and we have updated the website. So we get a check for that. We are promoting Shape Your Future, so that is also displayed on the Tryon website. We need it to be displayed on the Public Library website. And then we have also displayed it on the Tryon's Facebook page. And so that was the one that I showed you earlier that looked like this. So if you go on Facebook, you'll see a posting that looks like that. All right, check. So now those are required no matter what level you're at. So now we go into the bronze level specifically. The Workplace Wellness Champions, which is what you approved earlier today. The Workplace Wellness Champions is the committee who we are here represented, only missing a couple. Then the next one is the Workplace Wellness Policy, which you approved earlier today, so check on that. Decreasing youth access, so there's a Tryon ordinance, it is 2023-9, and so this one is very important because obviously this is just showing that the town of Tryon supports the Oklahoma state law, and not only that, it is actually current because in here it says that you have to be 21 years of age in order to handle or purchase tobacco. Some ordinances are so old that they used to say 18, and so David and Sherry quizzed us. Not all of us passed, just letting you know. But
can I say something about
yes,
that?
you sure can.
Part of that with that, the Able Commission is checking to make sure that stores are not selling people tobacco that underage kids is what this is. And what they'll do is we've got a MOU with Lincoln County Sheriff's Department that will go around through every town in Lincoln County, and they will come in and try to sell tobacco to an underage youth. And if they do that, they'll write them a ticket for $100 at that time. Since you all passed the Enabling Act, is what that is called, that part of that money that on that fine comes back to the city of Tryon, the town of Tryon. If you had not passed that, which is federal law, it was passed 2 years ago, I believe, to change it to 21, you would not have gotten any of that money. So it would stay with the Able Commission. So if they come up and check and something happens, God forbid they try to sell that, but if they do, part of that fine will come back to the town of Tryon.
Yeah.
Was there any of the other ones that I passed through that you wanted to?
Nope.
Okay, just make sure. All right, perfect. So that's our support of decreasing youth access. So then increase access of healthy foods, and so we did that earlier by you passing the ordinance for the farm and market, in which we will set up for the public hearing to complete and finalize that.
Basically with that one is all you're doing is telling people that if they want to come in here and start a farmer's market, that you're supporting that is what that is. That's what that ordinance is.
And then our last one is increase active living opportunities, and we completed a walkability study. So I will let you talk a little bit about that.
What we do is a walkability and bikeability study to see how easy it is to actively get out and walk and do things in town. What we look for are things like broken sidewalks. We look to see if there's crosswalks. The biggest problem I can see in town is out here by your park, the south side of town, that 40-mile-an-hour speed limit zone there, and kids are would be dodging cars to get across there. Granted, there might not be that many cars, but those cars are still going to be, well, we're actually doing this, those cars going by 40, 45
We've
miles.
tried to change that and it's state highway, and we've petitioned the state and they won't change it.
Well, we might be able to do that. I'm not going to tell you that we can get that done, but we know who to work with.
Okay.
So we might be able to get something done with that. So that's kind of what we're here to kind of help you do. There definitely needs to be some type of crosswalk there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And if those kids are crossing that highway, they need to lower the speed down a little bit. And we just need to give them proof of what's going on with pictures. And ODOT can be kind of hard to work with at times, but they've got a big job. So we just need to get with them and talk to them and see if we can't get that done.
Well, that'd be great.
And we have two options with that. One, definitely going down the ODOT path first. Once we get our first medallion, one of the items that's high on the priority list is for the TSET built environmental to basically redo the park. And we can incorporate in that crosswalk paint, signs, so that there's flashing lights. So it's kind of, and actually there should be enough time that we would find out, will ODOT do it? If ODOT's non-responsive, then we could build that in to that TSET grant.
That would be great.
You'll have to go through ODOT, since at the state highway, you will have to go through ODOT. You may have to do that with your own funding, but you'll have to get permission from them to be able to do that on that highway, since it's a highway. So we'll have to work closely with them to see if we can get something done.
That's good.
All right, so where this is all leading up to is after we publish in the newspaper and we do the public hearing, we will have met all the requirements for the bronze. That application period opens October 25th. By submitting that application, making sure that everything's perfect, and the powers that be review the application and grant us the bronze level, that will be $10,000 that will be made payable to the town. The goal is for that $10,000 to be utilized in some form or fashion that, again, encourages healthy living or healthy activity. There's not a lot of requirements, but you should use it for that perspective. Now, here's where the open and honest conversation begins, and that is, you're not very far off of the silver level, okay? All of the items that we have focused in on here tonight and really kind of up to this date is the bronze level. But the silver level is really, the bronze is like you're assessing all these different categories. Workplace wellness, decrease youth activity, increase access to healthy food, increase active opportunities. The bronze is basically assessing and saying, where do we fall? How do we muster up?
Right.
The silver level is saying leadership supports it. Now, there is one area in this, and I'm going to hand it off to David here in just a minute, and that is that for us to fully meet all of the silver, there's one of those in which you would have to pass an ordinance, and that ordinance basically says that you as a board, no matter who was to come in to the town of Tryon, you would not approve them for a business permit if they were going to sell tobacco and they are 300 feet from a church where kids are expected to be, a playground where kids are expected to be. Don't have to worry about school because school's in Perkins. That's
Right.
too far away. So my question to you, because it's one of those that you really need to be honest, and it's okay if you say no, and that is, let's say that the Dollar General said, we're going to come to Tryon, and we're going to open up a Dollar General. Well, Dollar General sells tobacco products, and the location they want it to be is directly across from the park, or directly across from the church. Would you tell Dollar General no? And if it's one of those, it's like, we need Dollar General. We support not giving access to kids, but in our town situation, we need Dollar General. Kind of the catch-all. Now, the reason why we're laying this out for you is there are options. First option is, we're happy with what we have accomplished. We're happy with the bronze level. I can submit the bronze information on October 25th. We get that first medallion. That opens up that opportunity for us to apply for the TSET built environmental, because we have a medallion. The
Right.
door has opened,
Right.
okay? The other thing is that next year, so option one is we completely don't worry about October. We're gonna wait. The next round would be March. So in March, we will know, because January they're going to drop the new guidelines. There is a lot of individuals in the TSET community that are working with the powers that be that says this one ordinance sounds great. It sounds great to say we're not going to let a new business open up this close and sell tobacco. But there are a lot of small towns that are in such need of businesses, it puts them in conflict. And so there is a chance in January that that will go away. That requirement will go away, which means then in March we could apply for bronze and silver together, and that would then increase that check that you would get to $22,000. So the difference between October and the difference in March. Before, if you had asked probably David or myself 2 months ago, we would have said, there's no real difference. We're going to miss the TSET built environment deadline anyway for this year, so let's just work towards March. Let's go for the gusto for bronze and silver. Hopefully they'll remove that requirement, then that way the rest is easy. We check off all the boxes, we get the $22,000, and then when the TSET built environmental opens up for 2025, we can apply for that grant then. The catch is that as of right now, the 2024 built environmental has not dropped, which is working in our favor. Because if it continues to delay, there might be a chance that we could submit the bronze in October and hit the end of the deadline period for the built environmental, which would be ideal in your world. Because what that means is by the end of 2024, the beginning of 2025, we would find out how we competed for those built environmental funds. And again, last year, it was 500,000 times 2, so it's basically $1 million. That's why the park is perfect, because we can do a whole lot with $500,000. Let's say they did it times 2. That way we could work with ODOT and say, we'll pay for it all. We're going to pay for it out of the TSET built environmental for the striping and for the solar panel electric flashing light, so that kids know this is where we want you to cross for that. Maybe at that time, if we showed that there's an investment from TSET into that park, they'd look at lowering the speed limit, because we're expecting more traffic to cross that road.
Right.
So it's a lot for you guys to take in, as you're responsible for. And I'm going to hand it off to David, see if he has any more words of wisdom for you.
You guys have a question about the zoning ordinance? I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's a law right now that prohibits, what is it, alcohol or tobacco or something like that being sold within 300 feet. I think there's a part in there, we talked about it at the meeting, there was a certain part in there that he said wanted in there. I can't remember what that is, but it's even got a grandfather clause in right now, that the convenience store that you have right here, if you pass that ordinance, that they would be grandfathered out. But if they sold that building, the person that come in behind that would not be able to sell tobacco there. Sure. But it's just trying to keep kids, we're not trying to keep adults. You know, you're an adult, you ought to be able to make up your mind. What we're trying to do is keep kids from getting started. If we keep them from getting started smoking tobacco, then they have a better chance of never picking them up. So
That's right.
this is what we're trying to do. And we don't have an issue or a problem if you want to, but you can only apply for this incentive grant one time a year. So if you apply for the bronze in October, you can't reapply in March. You have to wait till the next fiscal year to try to get the silver. So there is an advantage to working toward getting the bronze and silver at the same time. That gives you a little bit more time, and you can do that. You know, you can have that ready to go in March.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
But in order to be able to get to that point, you're going to have to ask that question: do you want that for TSET as a community? If you decide that's not what you want to do, that's fine. We understand that. We're not pushing it on you. We don't want that. But in order to get that other $12,000 grant there from TSET, that would have to be an ordinance that would have to be passed.
So first and foremost, you're basically deciding if a business came to you, said, we are bringing a new business to you, but we're going to sell tobacco. Would you be more happy about the business coming? Or would you say, no, sorry, because we don't want youth to have access, and where you're wanting to be located is too close to a church or a park? That pendulum swing defines first and foremost a lot. It kind of gives us guidance and direction on what we should do.
But you said come January, there's a chance of them dropping that?
Yes, so come January, there is a chance of them dropping that. If
Yeah,
we
a lot of-
wait,
Have a lot of smaller communities that some of those things that they're asking to be done is almost impossible for them to do.
Right.
Like one of the things that's in your workplace wellness thing, all they wrote up for that is if you have a cafeteria, you need to sell these things. Or if you have a kitchen, you have to do these things. Well, you guys don't have a kitchen and you don't have a cafeteria, you don't have vending machines. They didn't take care of that when they were writing up all the specifications for that, there. So they're going to try and change some of that to help rural Oklahoma be able to meet some of those things.
so here's some things that you do need to take into consideration. If we go ahead and say, let's just focus on the bronze, let's wait to see what they do with silver, it does give us that slight opportunity that this TSET built environmental grant will continue to be delayed. Whatever is delaying it is actually good for you. Other towns are kind of like, wait a minute, where is this? We want this to get
So
going.
what
But
would be your recommendation to do?
have you heard anything about
I don't know what, they are going to make changes, but they have not told us what those changes are.
do you know when the built environmental will drop?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
So you don't really
So-
have a recommendation?
Well, I do have a recommendation. I think because the committee has worked so hard, everyone has been timely and efficient in getting the things done. I almost just in my gut feel like we should be happy with bronze. Let's get bronze submitted on day 1, October 25th, so that it can get processed sooner rather than later. That gives us at least the opportunity of competing for the built environmental this year versus having to wait, because a $500,000 grant this year is better than $25,000 in March and then maybe a $500,000 next October. But we don't control when the built environmental will be dropped. It could come out tomorrow, and the deadline could be October 1st. And
The thing with the bronze, if you apply in October, in next October, you'll be able to apply for the silver. So you won't be a wash. I'm not saying that you can't get that. But if you want to get some of that money because of the work that you've done, you can do that bronze, and then the following year, go ahead and apply for the silver.
Yeah, that sure sounds right.
But it'll also show that if we got the $10,000, show that we're spending it on what we're saying we're going to,
Yes.
so that when it does go before their committee,
right,
it shows that you're doing something which you're
Exactly.
planning on.
yes,
They like to see progress. They like to see, TSET likes to see projects that are hooked together, because they tend to give you more money whenever it's available. If you start with one, I'll use Peyton as an example. Theirs was an ODOT grant, not a TSET grant. But the TAP grant that they put sidewalks in town and things like that, it's the same thing with TSET. ODOT likes it whenever you write a grant, we're going to build this much sidewalk. In phase 2, we're going to connect right there and go to the next one. So TSET likes the same thing. I like to see those things continue. You continue to build on things of what you're doing. So, and it does have to be something geared toward health.
Right.
Like schools that have this, and they were able to buy the water fountains that dispense in these things right here. Any playground equipment, sidewalks is a really good thing that they put in if you want sidewalks.
Or like a walking trail
A
or
walking
something.
trail, those types of things. Anything that will get the people in the town of Tryon active and get out and try to get healthier. We've had them call us and say, well, we need just a couple words here and we'll be able to do this. They want to give the money away. It's there. So you just have to.
And what I would like to propose, if you do decide to do the bronze, that since we already have the committee in place, that the committee stays together and meeting, and that be the official group that then decides what that built environmental grant will include. Because I've been given, several ideas about, well, we need to fix the baseball field, we need to fix the concession stand, we need to fix the playground equipment. But I think kind of a reward to the committee for the work they've done is kind of allow them to really lay out, well, what would it look like and how would we spend the money? Would we get a new scoreboard? Would we get new lights? You know, all of those things.
Do we need to make a decision this evening? Is that what you're saying?
And it would be best if you made a motion and decided if you want us to continue and submit the application for bronze, or if you want us to wait and do bronze and silver together.
Okay.
If we have it in the minutes,
I think bronze now.
I move that we submit the application for the bronze level T-set grant.
Sandy seconds.
Richard, yes.
Rocky, yes. Okay.
and then can we get a motion for the Tryon T-set committee to continue their efforts to help prepare and organize for the upcoming T-set built environmental grant?
I move that we have the current T-set committee move towards the planning for the
T-set built.
T-set built environmental grant.
Sandy seconds.
Richard, yes.
Rocky, yes. All right, is there anything else we need to?
Yes, one last thing, and that is on the application, I will have that ready and prepared for your signature at that October 1st meeting.
Perfect. We're good.
Thank you,
Okay.
David. Thank you, Carolyn.
Thank
And they
you.
really have been great. I mean, Carolyn brings
Thanks,
in
Carolyn.
that community, and
Thank
David
you.
and Sherry bring in that expertise. It's been easy and a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
JD said the 600 was for the motherboard for the printer that we have.
Okay.
If you want a new printer that they come in and they do, it's anywhere from 80 to 150 a month. And that's service, ink, all of it.
There's our ink.
And if the motherboard wears out, it's gonna cost us $600, but it's not gonna wear out either.
Yeah.
I think that's the way it
I
goes.
think ours
And
is
that's
so
what,
much
is that
money.
what DNC?
Okay,
Is that where you're going? Okay.
so do we need to make a motion to do that?
No, she's gonna get actual quotes.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, good. Number 14, appointments. No action. Number 15, public hearings. No action. Number 16, public appearances, petitions, demonstrants, communications, and personal appearances. We want to address the board.
Yeah, I won't throw it this time.
Are you standing up because you want to address the board?
You know that.
Yes,
Yes.
Heather Eckel.
Go ahead.
At our June 2nd meeting, I was denied the right to respond after being called by name in an attempt to publicly humiliate myself from this board table. There was so many lies said that day, and it is disturbing how some here still do not have a problem lying from this table to the whole town and on the town hall recording. I never called McDotson my lawyer or attorney. The information shared here in June was from a post where I explained I did not intend to hire a lawyer because I did not want to sue Tryon. Also, my correspondence with Mr. McDotson has been 100% email, and he has never asked me to stop calling. This was just one of many lies told. I will say it again for the third time. Our mayor abstained when the motion was given to make him the mayor, and that was a negative vote. Stop lying to yourselves and to this town. And the town does not have a letter from the Attorney General because the Attorney General does not answer to anyone. I have requested this letter from the town, but I know I won't get it because it does not exist. This was just another lie. I also requested a recording of someone saying that they are the smartest person in town, to which I still haven't received this either. But I have been told by our town clerk that she isn't able to verify what I'm asking for, even after I sent her a short 2-minute clip of exactly what I was asking for. Nothing was said about the town code, I quoted, and how you all still ignore our code. But I also will add, I studied the state statutes based on communication via email and Facebook post by a board member here. I have a copy for the town records. This board member herself has used the word city when referring to Tryon. I will also add it was said you will have information when we do, no sooner, no later. That was said March 13th. Well, it's now been 129 business days, and I'm pretty sure you got information because you were forced to reopen bids.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Can I say something?
Maybe.
In reference to her statement that I told her that I could not clarify something.
Yeah.
Her clarification is she asked me to listen to her recording and to watch her video and to gather information off of that recording and video to make a records request for her. I'm not doing that. If she wants a records request,
It says in the
She can
ordinance
do-
that
She's
they have to
talking
help.
right now.
Hang on just a minute.
if she wants a records request, she's very familiar with how they have to be done. A paper has to be filled out and it has to be turned in. I am not watching a video or a recording or listening to a recording to pull information off of there and make a records request for Ms. Eccles.
Right.
That is not what I'm here to do.
I agree.
If she
That's
wants
not
a
true.
request,
And-
she needs to properly fill out one.
It's in town code. Our
Okay.
town code
Is
says
there-
if
You have
there's
to
Is
a
there any-
question.
is there
You
anyone
need
else?
to be asked to leave the building.
Is there anyone else that needs to address the board?
We have a town code that talks directly about what she just said.
You
that she
had
would
your
not.
minute to speak. Do you need to be asked to leave the building?
I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
Who's the mayor? You don't know my name?
No. This young man here back here.
My name's David Decker. We got a
David?
major water leak down there at my father's house.
No.
It's been there since Jared was here. They sent his maintenance out there. He stabbed holes in the line before the meter and after the meter. I've dug the line up to find out where it's leaking from. I attempted to repair it after the meter to small his bill, make it smaller. But there's 178 feet of line that has pokes in it, and I want all 178 feet replaced.
From the town, on the
He's
town
on
side?
the agenda
He's
on the
utility
utility
side.
side. We can't talk about
Oh,
that
that's
on
right.
the town
Both
side.
sides.
Give us
Y'all
the-
damaged our side.
Give us just a minute, we'll go to the utility side of the meeting,
We
and then
have
we'll
to
talk about
wait.
it.
We can't discuss it on the
Yes.
town side. We have to
It's-
wait till we
it's
get
a
to the
different
utility.
Got on with Jared about that.
Yeah, we'll
You're on the agenda.
Yeah, you
All right.
are.
Yeah.
All right, anyone else needs to address the board?
I have a couple things to say. I don't like it being put on the Tryon community page that this is a clown meeting. I have put in 12 years to this town of Tryon. I have done everything positive that I could do. I don't appreciate being called a clown.
You're a public
That's-
official, First Amendment. Get over it.
No.
Is there anyone you're addressing? Or are you just speaking to the crowd?
I'm talking right now under new business.
Good.
I also come in tonight to a meeting and get told by our employees that there was threatening messages left on our recorder for our phone, threatening to harm, kill, and everything else. This has got to stop. If you want to know what's going on with the town, we have nothing to hide. Show up at the meetings. Don't just come to one meeting after one town person says something. If you want to know the truth, come to the meetings. They are all open to the public.
Sandy, I've known you a long time, man.
Okay,
I've never been up.
all right.
They're not talking about you.
Now, Sandy, were you doing that under new business?
She's
Yes.
just rambling.
Okay.
Come on.
I
Is there
was.
any other new
She's
business?
just rambling.
I was just wondering about this.
They can't say something like that, not
Tony, that boring speed. made on hearing impairment.
I have to get with Daker. Sean suggested to get with Daker because there's a certain, we don't know if we need to address it or if they need to address it and who what county we have to talk to and all that, so I have to get with Daker.
What are we doing?
About the speed limit,
Some local people maybe wanted to lower the speed limit on Oklahoma from where it currently changes to 25 going southbound after the church to either Tryon Street or Walnut. Scroll down a little bit more before it gets to where all the houses are.
Okay. And Brittany's gonna get with Danker. Right. Any other new business? Number 18, adjournment.
I make a
Hold on,
motion.
hey, I don't know if Richard wants to speak.
Oh,
Pardon me?
Richard?
Did you sign in?
he didn't. He didn't know. You're good. Go ahead.
What?
May I say something,
Yes,
sir?
you may. Yes, because I'll be in trouble if I don't say yes.
You damn right you will be.
Go ahead.
Hey,
Sir.
gals, I don't know what's going on, and I don't give a rat's foot. Most of you treat me halfway decent 99% of the time. But sometimes you park a pickup in the wrong damn place. I'd appreciate it if you'd learn to move it on Saturday night and take it down to the old place where it belongs. Now, I know I used a couple of words I shouldn't have used, but I don't give a rat's foot in August or September either. And I hope to God you guys get a PA system in the new building so that us guys that can't hear it thunder can hear what you're saying. Because half the time I can't hear you. Thank you for your time
What'd
and
you
energy.
say? I couldn't hear you. What'd you say?
If you can't hear me, I'll write it.
You know, I just live across the street from you, and I don't want to be in trouble. Number 18, adjournment. Did we adjourn?
Motion, we adjourn.
That's second.
Rocky, yes. Okay. Now.
One down.
My goodness.
One down. Yeah.
Not out of there. Gotta change the time.
Lord, forgive me for using bad words in your building.
You did. You did. Frog's foot's not a bad word.
All right.
Hey, Waterman, what do you got in that jug? You went in there 14 times.
I'm
You
very
took 6
hydrated
drinks
today.
and you run in there, drink, run in there.
100%, I gotta make room for more.
All right. We're still on, aren't we?
Yeah.
Town of Tryon Board of Trustees utility meeting, September 3rd, 2024, 7:36 p.m. First Baptist Church, 122 North First, Tryon, Oklahoma. Agenda: 1, call to order. 2, roll call.
Sandy here.
Rocky here.
I'm here.
Okay. Number 3, consideration and action on consent agenda. 3.1, approval of minutes. 3.1.1, June 4th, 2024 regular meeting. Let's just do that one, because I don't know who's here and who wasn't here.
I wasn't here on the second.
Okay, but how about on the 4th?
I was here on the fourth.
Okay, let's do that one.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes for the June 4th, 2024 regular meeting.
I'll second the motion.
Rocky, yes.
Maybe yes.
3.1.2, July 2nd, 2024 regular meeting.
I make a motion we accept the minutes for the July 2nd, 2024 regular meeting.
Rocky, second.
I'll abstain.
Maybe yes.
3.1.3, August 6th, 2024 regular meeting.
I make a motion we accept the minutes for the August 6th, 2024 regular meeting.
I abstain. I
I'll
can't
second
second
the motion.
it.
Okay, Rocky, yes. 3.2, approval of monthly department head reports. I didn't see a problem.
I have a question.
Vote for me? Yeah, what's up?
Are we,
Today, we just started getting back to it. There's a few days where since we went through a period where we couldn't really do anything with the old meters, honestly, I forgot about it a few days. But we're getting back into checking them. I don't know, did we put the stuff about the wells anywhere on here too for the agendas? I don't know if we mentioned it when Agra had come in to help me install the new ones. We probably need to look into, I don't know what it would take, but some kind of modification to our system for the wells. Because it looks like what Mike from Agra was telling me, it looks to him like well house 2 is carrying pretty much all the weight for well houses. The only time we ever have any change in well house 1 is when we fill the tower. And he said, ideally, you would want both well houses kind of sharing the load where one runs for a while and then the other one does to save it. And right now it looks like well house 2 is carrying the entire load of the system, and that could probably cause issues for us down the road. That's partly I mean, just wearing it down.
Pressure?
Motor going out.
It could, yeah, motor going out. I mean, I don't know if it could be, I could ask him like for a detailed thing of everything that could entail with it.
we've had the new meters in the wells for how long?
This past month we put them in.
Okay.
Let me check my July stuff.
I'll address it.
Oops, oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, he was my backup guy on that. It's about close to 2 months here now.
Okay.
And then we just about got the wasp issue.
And
under
you
control,
haven't done water audits with
too. Is that
the clerk yet?
Was that the rate study or is that something else?
No, that's when you take how many gallons of water was used and how many was billed for.
No, we haven't done those yet.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff.
Because that's what we were waiting on was the new meters, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure what our plan is for the water audit side of things.
It needs to be done monthly.
Ma'am, can I speak?
Yeah.
Your meters, your residential meters in the ground are so old, you can't get a good audit.
Do what?
Which he's going to talk about new meters too later in the.
But we have the new meters in the well house, that should be letting us know.
That lets you know how much water you've pumped from the wells. You take that reading minus the residential meters, and that's where you come up with your percentage of loss. Your meters that are residential are so old, there's no way you can come up with that. A meter in the ground, and I'll address this here in a minute, but a meter in the ground, if it's past 1 million gallons or it's 10 years old, this is AWWA standards, American Water Works standards, they're no good. There's no good number that you can get from that meter that you can go by to get a percentage loss.
Which is why I had them come by tonight. I think we might have a solution for a lot of our meter issues and stuff like that. So we're working towards getting it all above board for us right now.
You have anything else, Mary Lynn?
Okay,
No.
we're still on department head reports.
I move we accept the department head report as presented without
Sandy
longer
asked.
reports for the wells.
Did one of the second?
I second.
Did you?
Yeah.
Rocky, yes. All right, approval of monthly financial reports, July 2024.
I didn't see anything. Who is John Como though?
He's your judge.
Okay.
All right, do we want to approve that?
Yeah. I make Motion to approve the monthly financial reports
I'll second.
for
For July.
July of '24.
Second motion.
Rocky, yes.
Rayleigh, yes.
Approval of monthly claims for July 2024.
I make a motion that we approve the monthly claims for July of 2024.
Rayleigh, yes.
Rocky, yes. Now, consideration of items removed from consent agenda, no action. Proposal of the Board of Trustees of the Town of Tryon entering into executive session in accordance with Title 25, Section 307, subsection B1, discussing the employment, hiring, appointment, promotions, demotions, disciplining, or resignation of any individual, salaried public official, or employee. 5.1, Michael Hooker, 90-day probation evaluation.
I make a motion we enter into executive session.
I'll second.
Rocky, yes.
Well, I mean, they're on the wrong side.
Yeah, it's going to help for Jim to give us a...
That's why I pick over here. Got the air conditioning put on
Okay, number 6, we in a regular meeting from executive session.
I make a motion we re-enter a regular meeting from executive session.
Rocky, yes.
Rayleigh, yes.
Number 7, consideration, discussion, and action on matters discussed in executive session.
I move that we continue the probationary period for Michael for another 60 days.
Rocky, second.
Sandy, yes.
Okay. Number 8, open bids, no action. Number 9, awarding contracts, no action. 10, resolutions, no action. 11, ordinances, no action. Number 12. 12.1, Mike Westmoreland, discussing meter issues and upgrades.
Hi guys, thank y'all for the opportunity to talk to you about the meters and stuff. So like I was saying, you have, what you have in the ground right now is a moving part meter, and that meter is wore out. The longer they're in the ground, the more that turns, the more they wear out. So what's happening right now with your meters, you've got brand new meters in the well house. I know that. I sold them to y'all. Sometime after August the 2nd, they were installed. Don't know exactly when. Mike called Mike and Agra, and they come over and help because I was busy. So what that means is that meter in that well house is accurate. Your residential meters are not accurate. So there's no good way that you can tell how much water loss you have, because the way I tell it to boards is you're producing 100 gallons of water going down that line, and it's making it to the customer meter. Okay, the customer turns that meter on, and he uses, or they use, that 100 gallons. But that old meter is only reading it that you used 80 gallons. That's what you have to do.
Would you say that all of our old meters are probably not good?
Yep. As long as they've been in the ground. Now, for me to say that, I've been in this game 25 plus years. I know how meters work. I was over the leak detection team at ORWA. I'll tell you that more than half of your meters in the ground are probably out of date. Did you do a water audit with, did you do a meter test with Steve?
No, I think we were trying to plan that.
So, as soon as
that
ORWA comes online with their meter test, we're going to have a meter audit done. They're going to come in and they'll do 10% of your meters to see how far they are off.
Oh, okay.
That's the only way we're going to be able to accurately know how far they are off. They'll give you a percentage of how much you're losing. So that meter is your revenue. That's your cash register.
Sure.
And if it's not accurate, you're losing money. The town is losing money.
Okay.
Because you're producing that water. So as soon as they come online to get that done, they've had a little trouble.
with their end of it, as soon as they get that done, they're gonna do a meter test here.
Okay.
That's why you can't get a good water audit. So this is the census iPearl meter, okay? 20-year warranty, 15-year prorate, or 15-year full manufacturer, 5 prorate, okay? 44 thousandths of a gallon accurate for 20 years. I'll just let you pass that around. We're proposing a drive-by system, which is, Mike can drive this system in an hour's time. You can have it ready. You can have your billing done in an hour's time. Or
Now,
half
is
a day.
this
half a
the
day's
same
time.
electronic meters that Perkins has?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Don't break that.
I'm trying to think of who around here does. I can give you.
Did Perkins get theirs from Ferguson or something?
I don't know.
Akron has one, but I don't know what their name is.
I know their whole
Akron's
system
not
broke
ours.
down.
Okay, no, that come from Fort Maine. That's another
Okay.
system. So this is the battery that goes with that to be able to drive by and read. Okay, you get a customer that says there's no way I've used that much water, and in the system that we sell you, you're going to get this. Mike can take this, plug it into the laptop that comes with this system, and he can show you exactly how much water you've used. You get up in the middle of the night and flush your toilet. 1.7 gallons of water used with that flush, it'll show. That's how accurate this is.
Okay.
20-year warranty. That is a full flow tube. There's nothing in there that can get hung up in that full flow tube.
Okay.
We measure, we don't use mechanical, we measure by positive and negative ions that pass through that. Under that lid right there, you'll see that that's digital. This is a digital meter
I
right
believe
here.
you.
That's a digital meter right there.
Okay.
The little circle in there will be full when it's has water going through.
Okay.
It's got a tamper alarm on it. If somebody comes in and tampers on it, you can
Mhm.
look at that meter and it'll tell you that it's been tampered with.
Oh, okay.
And that's pretty neat.
Yeah, that's great.
You can go back 120 days and get your data of water usage that your customers used. You can go back and get that data from that meter through the computer, through this, what we call a puck. If this meter goes out at 14 years and 364 days, and you have to warranty it or the battery, your warranty don't start there. It falls back to 0, and you start over again on the
Okay.
new meter or the new
Now,
battery.
you can replace those one
Yes,
at a
sir.
time
Yeah,
if that's what we want to do.
yeah. And that's kind of what Mike and us talked about.
Okay.
Don't
Does
buy
Mike
a
have
meter.
price list on like these
Yes,
things?
y'all have a quote. Ken and
Okay.
Brittany have a quote on that. Don't replace a meter that you're gonna take out of the ground because it's a moving part meter and it's not gonna be accurate in 4 or 5 years. Replace it with this if you're gonna go that way.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
And like I said, this is a drive-by system. You can drive by.
How much is one of those?
The quote for this is
95,210.
$95,210. That comes with the install. We'll bring a crew in. They'll install everything, and we'll cut holes in your metal cans, lids, for $22. So
That's the software too that goes with that as well.
everything. It's turnkey. That's
Billing
95
software included.
billing software and the whole 9 yards. What billing software y'all want?
G-Works.
G-Works. So we will, G-Works interfaces with our meter.
Scan it.
Okay.
Yeah. So on ours, this battery carries 2 watts of power. Most meter systems only carry a half to less watts of power. What's that mean for you is it means that you can reach out and grab that reading a lot farther away with 2 watts of power.
Okay.
We'll set in the hole in the can that we either create or that's already there. This antenna will go, actually on your drive-by it'll be this one. This will set in the top of the can, right flush with the lid of the can. This will go in here, and that's how you get your reading
Oh, okay.
on your drive-by system.
That's pretty nifty.
I have all kinds of people that use this meter. I've been in this game 25 plus years. I actually had this meter when I was field manager at Tryon County.
So we have, Kimberly has some references and things like that?
We can get references of
And Leslie's
people
looking into grants as well.
across the state of Oklahoma.
That's what I was gonna ask, if there might be grants out there.
There is.
There are.
There's a REAP grant right now that's out, and I've talked to the folks about it, they know it. I'm gonna show you this, but this meter's pretty expensive, but this meter will read temperature and pressure. So why temperature? This time of the year, your temperature goes up, your chlorine residual goes down. It's just like this time of the year. And why pressure? You can set this at the beginning of a line that's coming off the main line, and you can say, okay, my main line's got 80 pounds, but I've got this meter right here off this 10 foot, it's only reading 40 pounds. I've got a leak somewhere.
Okay.
But this meter's pretty pricey, so we don't pull it out much.
All right. Well, let us consider that anyway. We've got the information.
Check on grants.
Yeah. Brittany's got all the information for grants and all that, so.
Okay.
Do you have the specs, the model, and all of that?
Yeah, he's the dentist.
Okay.
Yeah, Kim's got it. Like I said, we've been working on this for about probably 6 months now. Mike wanted me to come and address y'all and just let you look at it, see, let you feel it, all that. But we have, if we're not number one in the state of Oklahoma as far as meter sales, we're real close. Everybody loves this meter. This system is probably the easiest system that you'll run. Like I said, I run this system. I had close to 3,000 meters in the ground and never had a problem with them.
And that sure will help.
Lawton, Midwest City, they got this system too.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that.
Huh? No.
I got you, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
12.2, consideration, discussion, and action on getting aerators at the lagoons. Getting them or getting them fixed?
We have one. The electrical plug is no good. We have an electrician coming out tomorrow morning. He's going to look at all things electrical. He's going to look at the lift station, the lagoons
Who's that
panel.
coming out?
Ace, I believe is it Ace.
Ace Electric?
Yeah. They're coming
You're
out
looking at the electric.
and to replace the plug.
Looking at the lift station up there.
Yeah, Ace Electric.
Okay,
I've been trying to get with them for 2
I
weeks.
thought we just did the lagoons.
It's an electric panel that needs to be rebuilt
Oh.
for the aerators.
Yes.
We've been trying to schedule and reschedule.
They've had
for a
to,
few weeks.
yeah, they've been busy and
Okay, so there's no action on this. We've got somebody coming out tomorrow.
just on your radar.
12.3. This is you.
I'm here.
Sorry, we couldn't do it a minute ago, man.
The Andy, if y'all just told the community that they could come in later at a later time rather than sit through 2.5 hours of
That's
this.
just the way the meetings are set up.
Because they used to be in the beginning, right?
What?
No, utility.
The meeting,
The residents to address.
Utilities are always at the end.
Alright, so Jared was here. He sent someone down to spike the line, to spike the water line to find it.
Jerry?
Jared, the last guy, the town screw up.
Cricket.
Alright,
Alright.
he sent Danny Pratt down to spike the line on
Jared was
after the meter and before the meter. Created leaks all before the meter and after the meter. I came in an attempt to fix the one after the meter because my dad can't afford his water bill, and you're wanting to reduce his water bill only. But the sewer needs to be done too because it's based off water usage, and if you're getting inaccurate water usage, don't let it free reign on the sewer. So we need to back off on the sewer, and we need to ease off on the water bill because it's been running rampant. Past his meter leak
3 years.
for 3 years. Now, if you're going to tell me $300 is all that's accounted for,
Kimberly, is that right? got a really high water bill.
Well, he's had a high water bill, but not because of excessive use. On a water bill, and maybe it's the meters, I don't know, because
Who pays for the water bill then? I do. So it's excessive. It's excessive and it fell out of my being able to afford it. And well, we were fine before Jared got in. Jared got in, created the leak, we fell behind, here we are. We've mentioned it more than once.
It was long come through there and did those lines down through there, but he didn't do mine.
What?
He did
Jared
everybody
hadn't been
else.
around here for
6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 years, is
Yeah.
that right?
So we've been dealing with the flooded yard. I got a video for you to watch if you want. I got 2 ponds in the back that have always been dry. They are topped off full right now. Can't even get to them. You can't go check the meter right now. I don't care who you send down there. You cannot walk down there to check the water meter because it's covered in water. I can show you a video. It's so flooded.
No, Mike was down there on Friday with.
Were you
I'll
fixing
look
it?
at the video.
Digging a hole?
We're
or
getting
fixing
to the
it?
source of the leak, and that's kind of going into.
So Travis was here on Friday as well, because we knew that was going to be a big job. It was a little too much for Travis to take in. It's bad. I'm not saying it's
Well,
not bad.
how in the world are we
Here's-
fixing this silly thing?
Here's before the meter. The meter's right there. There's after the meter. That's a lagoon that I tried to fix. That's where my dog is. It's killing my tree. I'm an arborist. I have a tree service. It is registered with the state. I can tell you it is killing my trees. So
I've lost
We got-
trees down there, I've lost a lot of shrubs, I've lost my flower beds. I used to keep it looking pretty good down there.
got 2 trees in the backyard that are dead. As big as this chair. Right here. From your water issue. I came to her twice. My dad's came to the office. In fact, he was told nobody had approached it. She told me nobody had approached it.
No.
We've approached it way back when it was a problem. That's when we asked about the water
Was
problem.
this 6 years ago that
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah. And I'm here now because I came to her house several times and I've had him try and go say something and nobody ever happens to be whenever it said something at the desk. So here I am.
No,
He's
wait.
pretty gentle.
On
speaking.
my behalf,
Yeah.
the day after
Mhm.
you came to my house, did I talk to you guys?
You came in, yeah.
Thank you.
I did. Then the last time that you came.
Why has nobody came to mark the water line for me?
Well, we did come out on Friday. We even actually brought in somebody else who.
2 months after I requested it to be done. You
Well-
finally did then.
You didn't request it to me. You went to a board member's house, but you didn't come up and talk to me. If you would have come up and talked to me, I'd have sat with you all day long and we could have talked. I'm not above that. But when Mary Lee had asked me if I could take over and handle this, we called ORWA and asked one of their circuit riders to come out because it's kind of above what Mary Lee had told us. It was above all of our skill grade because it sounded pretty bad. Mike went out and got video of it. We made a plan. We brought in a guy to come help Michael come fix it. He came out here and I don't know what his exact words were, but this man who is skilled in water repair, all the things, was like, this is going to be a big project. So we are going to fix it. I'm not even worried about your bill. It's not like we're going to come out and turn off your water because you haven't paid your bill. That's not even the issue.
What happens with my yard? We're not compensated for the yard? You're just going to let that one ride?
Well, I don't make those decisions, but
Who makes them?
we can talk
Who do I
about
talk
it.
to?
You're talking
The
to
board
the
is
now.
right here. That's who you address it to.
My yard's destroyed. Would you like to meet me down there?
I'd love to.
When?
Give me your address.
310?
What?
310 North Staten?
Yeah.
310 North Staten. East Staten
Even on
Street.
top of that, if this was addressed 6 years ago,
It's
then and we've had Mr. Decker in the office several times to pay his bill, and he's never addressed anything to us.
He's always been very
The
pleasant.
first
He's always been
time-
very nice.
The first time I've heard about this
That's
issue
why I'm
is
here.
when
My dad's
you
too
came to
collected.
me.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. My
But
dad's
that's
not
also-
capable of doing it. I am.
I completely understand that, but there's you're coming in here getting aggressive with
Nobody's
us.
aggressive.
Well, you're getting loud and mad.
Nobody's aggressive. Nobody's been aggressive. Not said one cuss word. That's buffoonism right there. Buffoonism.
You don't have
Just
to
lower
be,
your voice.
in order to get aggressive, you don't have to be cussing and screaming.
Who's cussing?
I
Again.
said, you don't have
No
to
cussing.
be cussing and
She's
screaming.
false claims.
No, I said you don't have to be cussing and screaming to get.
David Deck.
Okay,
This right here, this is, how are we supposed to be dealing with this?
David,
How?
All right, honest words.
David,
I'm just being on a public note.
David?
Show your ruin.
your time is up, and I will meet you there whenever you want me to meet you there.
I can meet you there tomorrow.
Give me a time.
You want to meet at
9 o'clock.
9 in the morning?
I'll be
Thank
there
you.
at
Thank you for being professional,
310
sir.
East Stanton. Pardon?
Thank you for being professional.
We're
You're
gonna
welcome.
fix it. That's not the problem.
All right, I'm gonna give you a heads up. The 23rd, I got a guy coming to put a well in if you don't get it done. Just being honest. I've given you adequate time. I've went through enough stuff.
Until I did not hear about this until.
I get it. When Jared left, everything was chaos and everybody forgot everything, right?
If this slipped through the cracks,
It did, didn't it?
please forgive us. I'll meet you there at 9 o'clock in the morning.
You want to see the video of the yard? They're good.
No, I want to see the real thing.
You want to see the real thing?
Yeah, I'll
That'd
be
make me happy.
9 o'clock.
I'll take you back to the ponds too. The city paid to fill my ponds up.
My ponds is full.
Sandy.
Yes.
There's an issue about my driveway too. I mean, for a long time, I mean, every month I tell Jared he needs to come down there and cut that back of that ditch out right here, the main ditch.
Jared, that other
I
priority.
mean, there's a lot of water coming out there when it rains.
Uh-huh.
And it jumps that corner there on my place, and it runs right down my driveway. And it's all down there in my pond now. And it's so rough down there, a lot of water, guys, they don't even come down there. Because it's rough and anyhow.
Well, we're gonna get it taken care of. Whatever it takes, we're gonna get it taken care of.
But, you know.
Okay?
But I tell Jared, I mean, every month I corner him and tell him
Now,
that, and he just blow me off.
Mr. Decker, there's something you did not bring up that we talked about,
What you got?
and that was moving the meter up to the street
Yeah.
rather than having it in your yard.
I actually cut the hole for the meter.
And it's the corner
And
out
I've
there.
got it ready to move. I've got the line ready to cut. I located your line for you. I did half your work for you. So far. I've got an excavator reserve.
Right there and runs right
I've got a trencher reserve.
It comes in on.
I've got the water line bought. I chose to give it one more chance and be at this meeting. And if nothing happens by the 23rd, I will delete it. I will cat the line, leave it out at the front, and I will put a water well in. You've been fair warned. We've put up long enough with it. And it's only fair. It's only fair.
Okay.
Yes,
See you
sir.
at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, sir.
You betcha. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good
Now,
Okay.
his meter is 100 yards, 150 yards
I think he said it's really his.
off the road, out in the middle of his front yard. And he wants it moved to the street, which I don't know why it's down in his yard anyway.
That doesn't.
There's a lot of meters around town that are in weird places. I found them in backyards and alleys and everything else.
I honestly did not know about this leak. No, I have not heard something until you brought it when he contacted you. I had no idea.
All right. I'm going there tomorrow morning. 9 o'clock.
Okay.
All right. Next, 12.4, consideration, discussion, and action on the utility department gathering quotes for mini excavator. I'm opposed.
Any idea what the price is out?
Well, we spent $1,000 on what we never used.
I understand.
Yeah. So, you know.
$20,000 equipment better?
Yeah.
Did you get quotes?
I mean, I found some that were in a ballpark anywhere from 23,000 for a mini, or not 23, 13,000 up to 23, depending on how, you know, new or used they are. So, I mean, they're out there, but we need one, obviously. We have a lot of projects that we always seem to need one.
But we don't have anybody to run it. We have to hire someone to run it.
Well, if we had it, I'd have it on hand to constantly work on. I got guys willing to teach me, I just don't have one to do anything with.
But we
we did have that one for a week, we rented it. And
We
it
were
sat
supposed to
in
have
front
it
of
longer and they
Greenpeace.
picked it up early.
Okay, so we're gonna get some quotes on that, right? Or do we have quotes?
I mean, I can, what do you want? I've got anywhere from 13,000 to 23, give and take ballpark, used, not new, for a Mini X.
Okay, so
Yeah, we need actual year, make, model, all of that, actual quotes.
Okay.
And would a Mini X do the job though?
Of what?
That we, like, I know we got water lines that are 8-10 foot deep.
Yes.
So how would a Mini excavator?
Most of them will go 12. Most of them
Will they?
10 and 12.
Okay.
For
I
what
didn't
we
know.
would use it for, I think. I don't know
And we used
all the
that one
things.
from Agra for the sewer tap, and that was 9-foot hole, and that was pretty easy.
My question here, just a real quick question, is roughly how often have we rented one? And what has
We
it
rent-
cost over per year?
I mean, I can only speak from like when I started here. When Rich was here, I would say we rented one, if not every month, every 6 to 8 weeks. It just depends on the time of year,
Maybe 6 times a year?
at least. I think that's pretty fair.
So then the question is, if it's $300 a day and you rent it for 25 days out of the year, it might be cheaper to rent one because their equipment, if it breaks down, they fix it.
Yes, but also that's if we can rent it. We've called up there before to try to rent one, a Mini X at $300 a day. They didn't have one, so we've had to rent the bigger size.
Kennan?
Yes, and just for the record, Richie didn't know how to run them either. We had to have Sean Sarr come out and run the Mini X. Because as hardworking as Rich was, he was a hard worker, he could not handle the Mini X. So they do, I'm not saying that it's not, you can't teach somebody to do it, but like in the past, not everybody has had that skill set. So we have people willing to learn, we have people willing to teach. So if we have it, I think we would be.
Can I make a suggestion? I'm thinking about this. Like, are y'all considering maybe replacing lines? Is that something in the future? Would it be worth it to buy it for that?
That's a loaded question,
So you're gonna give us some more.
I mean, we would eventually, with this grant administrator down the road, try to get grants that will replace all the water lines
Well,
or the meters or.
That might be something y'all want to think about, whether you want to buy.
Okay, 12.5, purchasing different locks for the utility department lockouts. I don't know what that means.
It was in there.
They're in your folder. In the back. We tried to throw something in there simple, picture-wise, because Mary Lee, a few months ago you had mentioned, like, if I could get a count of, like, all the different, because, I mean, we've got, good Lord, 3-4 buckets of random keys lying around and locks all over the place that we can't ever seem to find anything to. So I finally got around to finding us some locks on Amazon, actually, that are combination locks where we can, it's super simple to change the combination on them, but we can do away with having 50,000 keys and only 20 locks and everything. Go to something like this around town, which whenever you need to change locks out, you don't have to worry about changing out tumblers and all that. You simply would change a code, you know, have a way to record things like that. That way we could be uniform on everything across town, have stuff in case we end up having other things we end up locking down.
So if you need to change a combination, you have to go to every lock and change the combination.
Which at the moment, all we have is 2, 6, 8, 9. At the moment, all we have is 11 locks around town that we would need to change
And the
out.
ones on the sirens.
And the sirens. So how many sirens do we have?
It's at least, well, it's at least 2 locks per siren.
2 locks per
And
siren.
there's 4
So
sirens.
we had talked about, if we went with these ones I found, getting 2 things of them, which this is a 12-pack, so that would get you 24 locks right there. Weatherproof, super easy to, you know, we can.
What was the price on them?
This one's a 12-pack for $80.
Yeah.
And they're super simple. But we can come up
Do I
with
have that?
whatever you guys would
And like
think.
the
the-
five
Just right behind his
Yeah.
report.
Whatever you guys would think the best method of for combos and stuff. But I mean, I have ways of creating charts and tracking stuff, but it takes 5 seconds to change it out if you ever needed to do anything.
Who is the maker of the locks?
Let me see here. Did I put that on there? Give me 2 seconds. It is.
I found it.
There it is. The maker is. My phone decides to load. Wulalack. WULALACK. Weatherproof. And that way we have something uniform and you wouldn't have to worry about having 34 buckets of keys,
The keys are
lying
ridiculous.
Is there? I've never heard of this lock company before. Is there a possibility of ordering one lock?
They have, you can literally just buy one for $10.
So that we can
Or
see
12
what
for
the
80.
quality is?
Yeah, we could do something like that if you wanted to get hands on with it.
Yeah.
I would hate to spend $160 and then it turns out to be something that you could buy off of Temu or Dollar General.
I mean, if you want,
I like that.
Family dog. But yeah,
How
if you
big
want, I
they
could
are,
order one of them and get that way we can get eyes on it and see what we think about it.
I would think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
Better
order-
than ending up with 24 locks we can't use.
Yeah.
And then we're in the same
Well, the small locks on the sirens are just small little ones, but you don't
Yeah.
get the really big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these are
And
short.
go ahead
tracks.
and order the one and then we'll look at it and see what it looks like.
I just thought it might be a way to get us a little
I
more
appreciate it.
uniform and wouldn't have to keep hunting keys
It
down.
makes sense.
Okay, so you can do that without having any kind of approval.
Gotcha.
$10 or whatever. 8 point.
Supposed to be
8.6.
12.6.
You're on the wrong
We are.
one.
No,
We're
he's
on-
12.5?
He's on the right one, but it's.
I'm on the right one. Somebody,
12.5.
whoever puts these things together.
Yeah.
12.6.
Let's say 12.6. Update on Birch and Second. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the gravel and stuff down. How long did Lincoln say before they come out?
Lincoln County will contact us when they can schedule us, and they said they're going to try to schedule us in today. They were waiting over the weekend to see if it rained and how much it would settle to kind of know what they needed to do. But
That's what Michael was saying the
yeah,
other day.
yeah.
Okay, 13, reports of officers and boards. NA. 14, appointments. NA. 15, public hearings. NA.
Is that-
Unless somebody wants to address the board.
It's not the same, it doesn't say public
No,
hearing.
you're
Is that
not
being-
there yet.
No, we don't have it at all because James told me to take it off.
Say it again?
We don't have public.
Why is that?
Because the attorney said to take it off. We
When
don't
did
need
y'all,
all those
when
things.
did y'all vote on that?
16,
We don't need all those things.
new business.
When did you vote on it? You just did it without,
New business.
New business. Is there any new business?
Yes, there is
Yeah.
a business.
Uh-oh.
We have, I don't want to say conflict, but we have a utility clerk and a utility operator that are going to be, in October, gone.
You can't do that.
They're in the same time frame,
And me too.
and our mayor, so we're just gonna shut it. No,
How are we going to handle that? I didn't even think about it.
well, Mike has been thinking about it, and Mike has been diligent about reaching out to AGRA and asking if they could be on call and kind of jump in. He gave them the dates. They said that they would be happy to help, and it would just be like if they're obviously not doing like daily
Okay.
stuff, but just if we had a water
If
emergency,
there was an emergency, yeah.
that they would absolutely.
They've been real helpful, haven't they?
We love them. They're great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is there anything that we need to talk about, or think about maybe putting on the agenda for next month for that to happen?
Did you say Gracie got his
Also in general, they
Temporary
said-
license.
He'll be gone
temporary
too.
license?
Temporary, yeah, but he won't be here
And Kim, in general, they said they're
That's
willing
right.
to be our backup whenever we
Some
need it.
religious
So.
thing. I'll explain it to you later.
Are you going?
I'm going to pray about it. Of course.
I'm telling your dad. Okay, new business. Is there any other new business?
I have none.
Thanks for bringing that up, Kimberly.
Well, my stuff on legwork.
Number 17, adjournment.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
I second.
Rocky, yes.
Richard, yes.
All right.
Here's your,
Yeah.
here's your, Brittany.
I'll take it. So we take checks too?
Yeah, but these are Campbell.
I'm done.
Well,
Well, we can always get a short one.
and that that's a state regulation right there.
What is it?
Where it says, well, what's right inside your deal, it says public comments. You don't even have to allow it.
Well,
Did you get that?
Did
you get that?
Please.
I'm going to. I've got to get eye drops in my eye.
Actually, I'll be seeing him.
Oh, yeah.
Clowns can do carrots. Excuse me.
I'm just gonna, I still got it recording. Wrong way.
I was late while they did it. Now, when they sewed it back together, they knocked me out. But to cut the cancer out, no.
I can't believe they did that. Again,